Does anyone have a concern with that?
Fine by me.
Okay for me as well.
Thank you. Well, you guys are an easy lot to work with. I can just like make you do evil things and you will probably do it. Convince you to do evil things. Awesome. Thanks, Vicky. Thanks, Carlos. Thanks, Douglas. Um, all right. I think we're at the end of all of the feature related topics that we had. Does anybody have anything that they want to talk about feature wise, or any concerns that you want to bring up before we probably, I think, we will. Vida, are you still around?
Yeah, I'm around. Can you
Hey,
hear me?
cool. Yes, loud and
Hi.
clear.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, so, well, do you want me to share what we had discussed about
Yeah,
the
yeah. So
backlog?
let me give,
Ah,
yep. Let me give a small intro to that. The one thing that I did want to talk about from that list of community topics is the aspect of bugs. And Vida has a proposal for us that she has shared with Tom and me and Victoria, and so we want to share that with the wider community. So Vida is probably going to be working more with Jason and looking at these bugs. So I mean, she's actually got a ton of experience with dealing with product life cycles and stuff. And I think this is something that we will probably benefit from implementing. So, Vida, do you want to take it away?
sure. Well, I had the privilege of being the sort of what you call bug czar at a previous company for several years. And those were actually mostly hot escalation war room cases. So it was really important to deal with the cases in a timely manner. And what we found was like when we came up with the algorithm to like a smart algorithm to burn down the backlog, it really helped all the players understand the rules and maintain the basically bug database, BZ database, without too much intervention. So if I thought that we could come up with some guidelines and rules and automate this process and put it to work and kind of tweak it over time. The idea is to help bring down the backlog, and there's some examples that we talked about earlier. One was something like, if a BZ has been around for a year and there's no activity or low activity, it appears to be sitting there, then lower the priority by 1, and kind of do a countdown and notify the owner of this action. All of this can be easily automated, but basically it'll help kind of cut down the amount of manual intervention from someone to do this. And that way the owner knows this BZ is in this state. And again, we can come up with criteria to close it if there's no activity or no interest in it, let's say after 3 years or 2 years. So the criteria can be hashed out, but once we come up with the rules and algorithms, it could be possibly automated. And I think, so that was the idea. I don't know if anybody wants to chime in before I move to the next part of it. Nope.
No, nothing from me. I was taking notes.
Nothing.
Okay. So you spoke about a bug that's been sitting for a long time. We can use some criteria to bump down the priority. And if there is an owner that's assigned to the
Mhm.
bug, we would use this criteria to go ahead and ping on the bug for periodic updates, if any. And if there is no owner, I suppose we would then inform ourselves, which is the Manila team, to to basically look at that bug and probably find an owner for it, or just do something about the bug itself.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and observing what you've done so far with the bug management, there's and looking at the database of 100 plus, um,
Yeah.
a number of BZs fall into this category. Um,
Yeah.
so just based on historic experience, past few months. And I think, Gautam, you had mentioned that maybe a couple other squads have already automated a similar approach that we can maybe look at, yeah, and evaluate and, tweak it or customize it for our use. But, that was the idea.
Yes. So I probably don't have links handy, but I
Mm,
know Cinder used to have a bug expiry, and Cinder bugs expire in 60 days. If nobody's closing them, if nobody's working on them, the bug automatically expires, and it just gets closed saying invalid or something because nobody's made any update to them in 60 days. And it's similar with Triple O. With Triple O, they have a way where the bugs get updated from milestone to milestone, and they also have a bug expiry. I think the Triple O bug expiry was 90 days, but it was a very similar mechanism. So, I mean, it was interesting to see that these teams had approaches, but I actually don't know if they had scripted something or if Launchpad allows them this toggles to set bug expiry times and stuff. That is something we can explore.
sure, sure. And, we can definitely come up with a timeline, the criteria, details. But, you know, do you have any feedback or any information, Gotham, as to how the bug resolution rate is for those teams? Um,
Um, that's a good question. I actually don't. But it's something we can check with their PTLs or somebody on those teams. Um, I mean, in all of these teams, of course, the bugs are does a certain amount of manual work, and they report on the OpenStack mailing list from time to time with respect to how the bugs are progressing and stuff. And we took a different approach. We asked the bug czar bring up these bugs during Manila meetings. And even with
right.
this system, I think, periodically discussing and triaging bugs is not going to go away. This is just going to get rid of stale bugs from our eyes because we've intentionally not looked at them. Uh, so they might as well be
Right.
gone, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you look at a backlog that's 4 years old, you kind of come up with a certain, you know, idea as to the importance of the BV, but um,
Yeah.
yeah, we certainly can I think we can automate part of this, so to help us
Yeah.
manage the backlog. Hmm.
Agreed. What does everybody else think?
Well,
Okay, silence. Hey,
Gotham, I can
I
see
think
the backlog is a favorite subject.
no, I think I we've certainly spoken about this over and over, but I think this is probably the clearest solution we've had in a while, so we should probably go ahead and try it, and see what, I mean, obviously our criteria can be quite, loose at the beginning, so we get an idea of how this is working, and then we can go ahead and, frame some, formulate some rules ourselves. Over a period of time, we'll be able to learn.
Yeah, I think it's funny, but if we do automate this, there will be no Mr. Nice Guy like Jay Grasso asking, "Oh, what do you think about this?" or "Are you ready to move
Yeah,
on with this?" The algorithm will just go in like an AI robot and bam, close your bug
yeah,
after 6 months. So yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Jason goes easy on me. Uh, he's like, oh, it's just Gotham. He's working on 200 things, so I'm not gonna bug him or something. But yeah, a bot is not gonna do that.
a bot is just going to close it. It's ruthless.
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually interested in what Tom thinks about this, but I think he's having blue jeans issues at the moment, and I have not been looking at the channel, so no typing on the channel either.
Too bad.
Yeah, that's all right. I
Yeah,
think
so that's all I had
we
about
can.
this topic. Yeah.
Oh, and we also put
Thanks,
it at
Thank
the
you.
tail end.
I was taking my time to actually give it a thought to it, and I think we have discussed about this previously several times. And the tricky part about it is that we have a big backlog that may be easier to clean up if we do something like a back triage day or something like that. And apart from the backlog, in order to keep it small for new bugs reports and so on, the bug Caesar position was good. The thing is that I think we need to rotate it. Like each of the weekly meetings we have one different bug Caesar, and we just to avoid putting so much work to somebody else alone like Jason, because once in our case know that Jason is not around, it's it's hard to find somebody else. And if we do this like rotating, it will be easier to find somebody that covers if somebody cannot do it that week or something like that. So that would be my
Yeah,
two takes on this. Like reducing the backlog first, and then trying to well push some way collaboration as we do with as we should do with reviews as well.
yeah.
So I think this, we talked about the idea of the, bug token, bug manager token. It sounds great. My only, suggestion would be that if we do take it this route, the guidelines are well documented so that when you move from person to person, the same algorithm is being used on dealing with the BZs. So for consistency, right now it's not documented, and we don't really know exactly what the criteria is or what the focus is. It'd be good to just kind of put some word and explanation around the, how to deal with the BZs. That's for consistency, of course. Like just come up with the rules and
Yeah,
just circulate it. That's it.
yeah, that makes sense. Cool. We'll let this idea air out a little bit, and we'll probably bring this up again during a weekly meeting, when folks are a little fresh and they want to talk about this. And we'll certainly take a call. I mean, good, both are great suggestions. One is we have not had bug triage days in a long time. And since we've made Jason the bugs are, I think we've just overloaded him with the aspect of just get down the backlog and then we'll talk, sort of a thing. But at the same time, I like Victoria's suggestion that we should probably go attack the backlog as a team, and then maybe also look at rotating the bugs are, so that one person does not feel burnt out, or we always have some way to make up for folks, taking personal time off or being very busy at doing other things and stuff. Um, so and then once we got these two things up in place, I like the aspect of making sure we have well documented and consistent rules that we can just go ahead and automate our way, and we don't need to, um, you know, no one person is a bad person or something, or introducing any sort of subjective thinking to this. Great
Blame
suggestions,
it on the
but
bot.
yeah,
Can we call that blame it on the bot?
blame it on the bot. Yeah, bug
Yeah.
bot, and then we can have a fight, a fight to death between the bug bot and the bug czar. Yep, awesome. Did we have any other thoughts around this?
No, I'm kind of late, but I
No.
agree with the approach. I like the way Vida just suggested, and I think we have something kind of uh, not close to this, but we have Jason sometimes asking for us for the status of the bugs, and it helps us to remind the things that we need to do. And bumping down the priority of the bugs is a good idea for bugs that are not being changed, or there are people actively working on this. So I agree with you folks. That's a good idea.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Carlos. All right, we took some notes on that, and looking at the rest of the things that we have, I don't think we have the kind of quorum to discuss any of these. And at the same time, I think these are good topics to take forward to a weekly meeting. We're just left with three of them. That is meeting time, a project tracking approach, and the driver support status. We can certainly talk about these during weekly meetings. What do you guys think?
Yes, I'm okay with this.
Okay, I'm agree. I don't think that we need to discuss this right now. Uh, the drive support status, for example, uh, I was writing something in the Etherpad. Uh,
Uh-huh.
the spreadsheet is open for everybody to take a look, and if somebody wants to be a contributor, just need to talk to me, and I give you the rights to change something in the spreadsheet. I'm okay.
Awesome. Yeah, I certainly have some updates. I reached out to the EMC maintainers, um, and we have names for each of their 100 backends, I suppose. Uh, not this thing. That is great. I mean, we have a good number of people that from EMC as contact points, and I don't think we have Wu Yang's name against the cluster FS driver. We should do that. We should have that there, and his contact information. Did anybody have anything else um, to discuss today before we wrap up?
I think so.
No. All good.
Hey, look at that. We're actually half an hour uh, before the set timing that we'd said we'll conclude, and I thought we are going to run over. This is really cool. I think this has been one of the best meetings that I've hosted, and it's really cool to actually have folks from all time zones. And I still can't believe we have Young with us when it's close to 4 a.m. his time. Thank you so much for joining us, and all of you guys as well. Thank you so much for being here, and being part of all this lively discussion that we have since morning. We have a lot of work to do, so this is just just a good beginning. We have like motivated ourselves, so let's go do it and make Ussuri our best release yet. Cliched lines.
Thanks, Gotham. Awesome job. Thanks, everybody. Great meeting, great chat.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Thank you, everyone.
Yep.
That's good job.
Bye. Thank you.
Uh,
Bye.
just a second before you guys go. I was thinking of
Alright.
canceling tomorrow's meeting. If everybody's fine with that, I'll send out an email regarding that. Because we have met right now, I don't expect us to have any pressing concerns, but we might have anybody who wants to attend the meeting post those concerns on OpenStack Manila. Is that fine?
Yeah, that's fine for me.
Okay.
Yes, sounds good.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much. And good morning, good night, and good afternoon, and everything else, everybody. Have a great rest of the week. Thank you.
Thank you, guys, and thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
See ya.
See ya.
Thanks. Bye. Bye. See ya.